Hello, learners. In this session, you will be learning about entertainment planning and events, which is an important and integral part of any event management and for the event managers in the process and also the future event managers. I would like to tell you about myself. I'm Manish Agarwal. I'm an industry expert and I'm engaged with lots of events like art fairs, lots of fashion events like India Fashion Week, Comic Con, India Design, and many wedding planning plus lots of destination weddings. I'll just take you through a journey. So I'm just sharing a presentation here. So, guys, as I told you about, like, this is entertainment planning and events. So, myself, Manish Agarwal, course leader, PG Diploma, Events and Experiential Marketing, Pearl Academy, and I will take you through the session. So, basically, first of all, we should know what is the objective for entertainment and event planning, which is an integral part, as I told you before. So, after listening to this session, you will be able to understand the signification of entertainment and the activities involved with it, and what are the goals and what we achieve through entertainment, which is very important for us, and what are the factors which are being determined to select the particular kind of entertainment for your event and other activities, and plus managing the entertainers, that means managing the performers, what kind of performers and the artists we choose for our events. So, and many things like entertainment. Why entertainment in events? It is why it is important, because it enhances our event experience. And what we mean by enhancing an event experience, it means when the audience is there at our event, they get indulged into that event, and when we have a nice entertainment, nice performance happening, so what it do, it breaks the monotony of the event, because there are many kinds of corporate events which are happening, and the long events, which is very serious kind of thing, and suddenly we put a filler to it, an entertainment part to it. So it really energize you, energize us, energize the audience, energize the entire environment, which is important. uh, and it brings an action to an event. So again, it's a different kind of environment we have when we have a good entertainment. And when entertainment activities and entertainment selected are in the line with the theme. So what it means, so whenever we do any event, it is a thematic event, there's a theme to it. Supposedly we do an event, supposedly it's a Rajasthani theme. So what do you think, what kind of entertainment we should have? I think we should have something like a Rajasthani folk or Kalbelia or Mangniyars or something like that. But yes, we can do a fusion also, that is okay. But the kind of the Rajasthani input to it is very important. So it will link to the component of an event, which is again a important part. Then what are the factors affecting selection of entertainment? So what do you think are the important part? So first of all, we should know what are the different kind of events. Like, the events is divided into the parts like social, cultural, and corporate. So the entertainment should be with the kind of event. For example, selection of Bhangra dance performance as an entertainment activity would not be appropriate for a corporate event. So corporate events are very serious kind of events, and it should have a very different kind of activities involved, some kind of a ambient music, some kind of a jazz, some kind of a instrumental kind of, and suddenly we put a bhangra into it and all. It diminishes the serious part of our particular kind of an event. But it happens many times, it happens in today's event also, many corporate events, they want lots of pomp and show like after an event. But after an event, they want a gala evening happening after their serious event mode, which they are there from the morning, they want to get entertained. So many times, yes, we put bhangra pop also for their fun and all. But yes, we should see what kind of event we are into. It is it a cultural, it is a corporate, or it is a social. Then the important thing is the theme of an event. What is our theme? So theme based event are very very important, because when the theme is there, so we, our event become very creative, huh? Then we have a flow of an event like that. For example, if an organizes a conference to discuss the issue of decreasing interest in classical music, one should not invite pop singers and entertainers, as I told you. So what it means, it will defy from the purpose, and we should know the kind of audience which are present in our event. What kind of audience are there? They are serious, what is the age group, and what is their background. Okay, so that is very very important, and it is very important for event organizer to know the event audience, because what may be appropriate for one group may not be appropriate for another group. So there are different kind of thoughts of different people. So we should know, we should have a study research about the audience. We should ask our client what kind of people are coming to our event, so that we can do the cultural program or entertainment or the kind of activity as per that, so which is very very important again. So, and there are other factors which affect selection of entertainment, which are the cost. Cost is very very important, the cost involved in carrying out the entertainment activity. So what is a cost is simple budgeting. So isn't the budgeting an important part of our event? Yes, for everything from production to planning to fabrication, from catering to alcohol management, as we have discussed before in some other sessions. So again, entertainment, that is what an event management is. So entertainment has to be there, and selection as per the audience, as we discussed, has to be there. Plus it has a different kind of budget. So why different kind of budget? Because there are the scaling, what kind of event we have, what is the scale of it, what is the budget, what kind of people are coming. So as the budget allocation for entertainment is always directly proportional to the scale at which the event is carried out. The event manager should always assess the entertainment element in terms of its impact or contribution. So that assessment for the kind of the entertainment, the entertainer, or the performance we want to carry out for a particular kind of event or a selection. So we should know what exactly is being chosen for that. For example, while thinking of inviting any celebrity, one should be able to foresee the excitement of the audience to enjoy the evening, but at the same time, it could also lead to unrest amongst them. That could have an impact further on the core event activities, security of the celebrity, and so on. So, guys, what kind of celebrity is being invited for an event? What kind of entertainer? How popular he or she is really depend on that, and who are coming to an event. Because excitement for the audience is very important for us, because that's why your event is there. You are there to conduct an event, otherwise no use. So that excitement for audience need to be there till the end of your event. Otherwise what will happen, audience will go haywire, and many times it happen. People don't choose the proper kind of entertainment for their event, and people just walk off from the event. It had happened many times, even in the ticketed events it had happened. But for that thing we need to take care what kind of performers or entertainers we are taking for our event, which is very very important. Plus if we are doing those kind of things, if some kind of celebrity is coming, if that performer or entertainer is a celebrated one, so we need to take care of the security part of it, which is very important. Because whenever these kind of people come to your event, what happens, people just pops on them, and they want to meet them, or want to get a selfie with them, want to get an autograph from them. So we need to take care of all those kind of things, so that we don't have any problem in carry out of our event, and plus the security of our celebrity or an entertainment entertainer. Otherwise anything can happen. If it might delay our event process also, no, if people come try to take pictures with them, selfie with them, because every event got a timeline. So it is better to work as per the timeline and to take care of all the entire uh, things required to carry out an event, plus the entertainment part of it. So entertainment management process, so what it is, we'll just go through it. So creating the program schedule, very, very important, guys. So creating a program schedule means, so what is an event program? How you are carrying out that event? That is the event flow, timeline of an event. What happens when is again a very important thing. So while planning an event program, care should be taken that the show has to flow beautifully by controlling the speed and bringing in discoveries, highlights, and focal points in order to allow the audience to pace their intake. So it has to be planned in a very creative manner. It has to be planned as per the flow so that we manage the speed of that event in bringing the audience into the highlight and allow the audience to know about the event and to be a part of it. So very, very important, guys. And the other thing is the program should will give us the framework. Yes, it really gives a framework. So there should be a proper checklisting of a program schedule given to everyone, even the team, even the anchors of an event, even the organizers, plus the client, so that they know when and how that particular kind of event is taking place. So as we say that it gives us that framework wherein we are able to fit in our entertainment elements, thus giving us insights regarding scope for entertainment. So if we program our event in a proper way, so we know what kind of entertainment will come uh, at a particular time and when that slot is coming, so that we can plan our event accordingly, so that it becomes a very creative flow. It becomes a very good for the audience, so that audience become a part of it and they feel really good about the particular kind of event or a particular kind of a theme. And the program schedule enables the event manager to put different program elements in proper sequence so as to meet the goals and objectives of the event in an effective and entertaining manner. As we have discussed earlier also, so program schedule is very important for us being an event manager. If program schedule is not in a proper manner, what will happen? So we don't know when entertainment is happening, when an entertainer is performing, a performer is coming at this time, that time, when anchor has to speak. So everything need to be planned, everything need to be timeline. So I am telling you guys, timeline is a main aspect and prospects for an event to carry out, so that it become an entertaining evening for everyone, so it become a very effective for all of us. And we, which it means like that starts well is ends well. So that is that should be the connotation for an event, so that we start our event with great pomp and show, with nice anchor into it, with nice flow of music, nice flow of presentation. So if a proper programming, proper everything is there, so yes, we are on a safer side, and also we create a goodwill by creating a good event like that. So that is again an important part. Then we come to the entertainment planning process. What is an entertainment planning process? What are the different things, what are the activity for an event we need to carry. So following the steps of planning and entertainment activity of an event, like establishing objectives. So objective of entertainment will chiefly be the outcome of the event program schedule. That is an objective, isn't it? So objective is whatever we have scheduled, whatever our program schedule is, our event should run according to it, so that we are okay with the objectives we have defined for that particular kind of event. So again, it's a win-win situation. And developing premises means outlining of premises and planning will allow us to make assumptions about the environment in which our plan will be implemented. So developing premises, very, very important. It helps us in outlining and planning and the kind of environment in which we are doing that particular kind of event with the entire people, entire audience, with the entire organizers and the team. Obviously the entire team is a part of it. So again, a very important factor for planning process. Then evaluating alternatives and selection, very, very important. Sincere effort is required here on event manager's part to evaluate different available alternatives in terms of cost, technology, availability, and time. So, guys, again, very, very important, evaluating alternatives and selection. So, selecting the particular kind of people involved for that event. People means the kind of vendor, fabricators, technicians are really important, plus the cost. cost, as we said, the cost is an important part. What kind of cost we are incurring for that event, for that entertainment, for that entertaining evening, for the audience and for our client. And the technology, our event should be technology based, no doubt. If our events are technology based, so it gives us a modern outlook, definitely. And people really like it. Like now the technology is playing a vital role in any kind of event. Like if we take any kind of entertainment and all, there are many people who are really based on technological processes. It's okay, one is a singer, one is a dancer, but there are many acts which are like based on the technology. Like projections are there, like holographic is there, holograms are there, and different kind of artificial intelligence and VR, virtual reality, have become a part of these big events. And plus the availability means the availability of a particular kind of a celebrity, availability of a particular kind of a entertainer or a performer is very important. Guys, what happened many times, we say or tell our client, okay, this particular performer is available for that particular time, and okay, we'll get that in that kind of money, and he will come for that particular kind of a time. But what happens, we don't do the research many times. We don't speak to the entertainer or a performer or to them about our dates and all. And if we tell this to our client and we'll say we'll get him or her, and suddenly what performer will say, I'm not available for that particular time or the particular kind of period. So what will happen, we'll have a bad aspect of it. So people will say, okay, you people tell lie or something, you don't have a good event background or something. So guys, this should not be a part of it. Whatever we are doing, it has to be on ethics, in a proper manner. The truth is a very important thing for any kind of event we should do. Yes, hard work is there. If we do some good hard work, so we'll know the availability, the time of our particular celebrity, particular performer, so that we don't have any problem in doing that kind of event. Also, one thing is very important, guys. If we know the availability and time for the particular kind of a celebrity or a performance, it really saves us money. Many times it happens when we book these people on war footing manner, so the price get increased. So to save that price in our budget, we should go as per the process, as per the timeline. So that are very very important aspect. And plus formulating derivative plans, very important. Derivative plans are secondary plans which are required to support the basic plan. So every plan, every event should have a plan B. Supposedly, if you ask some celebrity or a performer for an event, and he or she says ki, okay, I'm coming, and please book me or something. If suddenly something happens to them, like they might fell ill, or their flight doesn't reach on time, they stuck up somewhere due to their other things, or anything can happen, or some natural calamities. So we should be available with some kind of a different basic plan, which is a supportive plan. Isn't it important? So this is really important, guys. All the supported plan as per our the plan which is already derived should be there, which is the secondary plan or a plan B. We should be ready with that. We should know if he or she can't come, so who will come, who we can call at a particular time of period, but in very very less minutes or less time, at a war footing time. So that we should know. Then the securing cooperation and participation. For its successful implementation, one needs the participation and cooperation of the employees. So very, very important again. So we need to secure the cooperation and participation of our team, the kind of team we are having, or the kind of team a celebrity or a performer is having. So there should be a cooperation, because very important. There should not be any kind of hiccups, any kind of confrontations between the parties. So that cooperation between the parties and the employees is again a very very important. We should have a secured kind of a participation and a cooperation. Then providing for follow-up plans need to be reviewed from time to time to check their usefulness. So Follow-ups, very very important. If we do any kind of event or something which is happening as a part of our entertainment, the follow-ups are very very important after doing an event also and before an event. Supposedly we finalize any kind of celebrity or entertainment. Okay, this is an entertainment or a dance troupe will be coming for our event. We should follow up them before an event also in the midterm of our event, so that we should know okay they will be coming. We never know anything can happen to anybody, so that follow-ups are very important. So what it will do, it will tell us okay, this is final, this is confirmed, and these people are coming to participate or to perform in our event. So isn't it an very important aspect? And then booking entertainment, very very important aspects to be kept in mind before booking the entertainment. So what are the aspects? There are very very different assessment we need to know before booking the entertainment. So we need to keep those things in mind, which is needs and resources assessment. Any kind of entertainment must support the purpose and objectives of the event. So as we discussed before also, the objectives of the event should be there to support the kind of entertainment we are doing for that particular kind of event. So if the purpose is there, the objective is there, yes, the event has to be good. And if the purpose and objectives is there as per the entertainment, as per the performance, so yes, our event is a good event. Then the best value for the money, isn't it, guys? The best value for the money is important. Whatever and whomsoever we are calling, the money is always an important part. Your client will say, okay, you have called this entertainer, this performance, but what happened? This is not happening. This is not something nice we want. This is not something interesting. So it has to be the value for money for the client, for you also, no? Being an event manager, you have to be uh, doing things in a proper manner. So entertainment could be musical, instructional, verbal, ritual, game, exercise, or anything, but it has to be the best choice among the available resources. We have to choose the best people from the industry as per the budget. That is very, very important. We should get the best in music, best in art, best in anchoring. You know, anchors also are available in every budget. Anchors are available from 10,000 to 50,000 to lakhs. And the celebrities also, the film stars, they come as an anchor. So we should know what kind of budget we have and what kind of anchor we should call for our event, so that we get the best value out of it, best value of the event also, and best value for the money we are putting for that particular kind of event. Then availability, for the successful execution of the selected entertainment activity, the date and timings of the event must suit the entertainer. Isn't it important? If you book any entertainer, any performance, so it should suit the particular kind of a date and timing to him or her, so that they are not hurry to finish an event, and they should be available for you for your particular kind of dates. And many times we call many celebrities or singers and all, but what we'll say, sir, we are doing a shoot, we are doing some kind of a recording for our musical, we are not available for your event. So we have to take time accordingly from them. We should know when they are free. We should know when they come to our event. We can plan our event accordingly. Many times it happens. If we want a particular kind of entertainer for our event, we plan according to him or her, because we need them for our event, because as per the theme, they are the most suitable persons to be there at our event, isn't it? So isn't it an important part, the availability of our entertainment for a particular kind of event? So that we need to take into consideration. Then preview before booking, which means the event manager should preview the performance before booking the entertainer for the event. We should know how he or she is performing. So you know, many times there are many performers who are at the the level, they are performing really good, but suddenly many times it happens they start performing not like that they used to perform before. So we should know how they're performing nowadays. Are they are a good performers, and if there are new performers also, we should see once their performance, we can see the recordings, or we can see their actual live event happening somewhere or anywhere in the country, or we can go to any other event to see their performances, so that we should know what kind of performance they will do in our event. Are they feasible? Are they okay? Are they good or not? So again, preview them before booking, guys. Very, very important, so that we don't have any flaws in our events. So very, very important. Again, offer. After the event managers decide for the entertainer, the conversation more switches to bookings, negotiations, contracts, and offer letter. So guys, when we book any entertainer, any celebrity, any performance, so the bookings, we need to book him or her. We should book. Very important. We should book. If we finalize, they just book them so that they don't defy you. They don't neglect you, and it is final. Okay, they are coming for an event to perform. Then another part is the negotiations. If they're charging, they're asking for a hefty amount of money, and if you think, okay, this money is too much, so yes, you can go into negotiations with them, so that you save on your budget, isn't it? The budget, the saving on budget is very important, because if you save on budget, save on that, that is your profit. You should know what kind of profit you are having from that particular kind of an event. Then after doing all these things, contract and offer letter, very, very important. Signing a contract from your performer or entertainer is very, very important. And offer letter, okay, we are offering you this, plus an entertainer is offering you this service at your event, and they should do it. Many time it happens when your contract letter is not signed properly, what happens? They'll say, this is not written, we are not doing it. Or you will say, it is written here, you have to do it. So there is confrontations, there is fight among the parties, among the event managers, among the celebrities or the organizers. And what will happen at the end? We will have a money loss. Okay, so our profit will be gone in all those fights. So the proper paperwork, black and white thing is important. Proper signs, contracts, offer letter, and NOCs. No objection certificates are very, very important for both the parties. We are performing, we'll perform like that. Being an entertainer, these are the things we will provide you in your event, and you will have to provide us these things. This is our money part, this is the budget, this is the budget we are looking for. So everything need to be finalized in papers and through emails, through transaction of lots of email between you, your parties, your client, your entertainer. So again, a very important, otherwise you will be in a problem. And the other thing is the riders. The contract rider is a list of requirement of what a performer requires in order to perform or make an appearance. Riders are the clauses or conditions under which the contract is viable. So rider is a very simple thing. It means what are the different things. Supposedly you have called a band. Okay, you have called a singer. So what will they say? Okay, I want a particular kind of a mic. I want a particular kind of a sound. I want a particular kind of a audio. Okay, and I want a particular kind of instruments on a stage. So that rider that is being shared by the entertainer to an event managers, to us, or to any kind of event company is very, very important. And we should be working as per the rider given to us by a performer or a entertainer, which is again an integral part. So for that we should ask them, okay, what kind of requirement you need, what kind of rider you are sending, and we should have those requirements in black and white. Okay, so that we provide them in a proper manner. Why it is important? Because if we don't provide them with the good equipments and nothing at the event, so it will have a problem. We will might have a problem in audio, or any kind of a sound, any kind of visual effects. So there could be a problem. So all these things need to take into consideration. Then drawing logistics. As an event manager, one should incorporate the technical and performance needs of the entertainment into the event plan, as I told you before. So it is very important to have a technical and performance needs, because any kind of performer need a particular kind of a mic to perform, need a particular kind of a stage setup, they need a stage, they need a different kind of band performance with them, so to follow with them. And what kind of lighting they need it on their face, at the background they need a spotlight, they need any kind of scanners or moving lights, so that logistics are very important to be worked out for an event plan. Then evaluating return or investment. The return or investment, ROI, for entertainment as well as entertainment should be evaluated. So return, same, what kind of returns we are getting it after doing a particular kind of investment. This goes both for event manager also and for the performer also. Okay, performer also, like the entertainer also, end of it need money for his or her performance. And being an event manager, it's also us, like, who needs money. We are all working for the profits, for the money, and for the goodwill also. Yes, if we do a good event, so the goodwill is an important part, so that we keep on getting events again and again. And then managing entertainers or performance is again an integral part. So event managers can contribute significantly to ensure a grand performance by performing artists, by treating them with care and respect. This can be achieved by, so any kind of performers, or you, when you call, we need to respect them. They need very very care and respect from us being an event manager, so that if we care about them, they will perform well. If we care about them, they will be good at our venue, and it will create a different kind of relation between us and between the entertainment. So before calling them, so that kind of respect and care should be there. And we should be telling, then the setting the expectation. So what does mean, there should be some kind of expectation which have to be a set mode. Okay, this is what has been expected by you as a event manager from a performer. Then establish performer guidelines. We need to establish some kind of guidelines to them. Very important, because without guidelines things doesn't work in a proper manner. Then rehearsals, very very important. It is not like that you call a performer if your event is happening at 6 o'clock and you start event just doing no rehearsals. So what will happen, we might have a problem. So every kind of checks, like audio, sound, band check. There are different band playing with the performance, so the check of a band, because every band have a different riders. As we discussed it before, rider is the technical aspect of your performances, technical aspect of the particular performance. That is what they need for that particular kind of event. What are the different peripherals they require? So rehearsals, we should rehearse many times before doing a performance. A grand performance need lots of rehearsals. So very very important. For that, we need to book our venues, guys, in a better way, in a proper way. And there should be a time schedule. Okay, if we get a venue at a proper time, so yes, we have a lots of time for rehearsal. Plus before that, we need to have a entire setup for an event. So timelines and guidelines for an event has to be there, so that everything is in a proper manner and without any problem. Then compliance with licensing regulations, very very important again. We should have all the licenses for performing, because whenever these artists are performing, there are different licenses. Okay, like PPL, performing licenses are there for the music. Whenever we have to play music, so there is a license we need, and there's a fees to it. We should know what kind of fees and who these fees has to go. All these things are legal basically. So things need to be taken care, or the required licenses should be there for that particular kind of an event. So thank you, everyone. So hope this session is eventful for you, people, and you have learned about the entertainment planning in event, which is an integral part of an event management. So now you can take out your notebooks and try to jot down the important points into it for your understanding. Thank you.